Ankin Ma'at to all of you. Can I say welcome to all of you? We're here for our vernal equinox, the spring equinox. We are here because our ancestors would celebrate the movements of Ra, would celebrate the movements in the heavens that guided their behaviors on earth. And so we come, even when it's cold, even when it's sleet, even when there's rain, we are here. Thankfully, because this is the vernal equinox, it's a little warmer today, right? Still cold for us.
Yes.
but a little warmer today. So welcome to all of you who are watching us online, and welcome to the family that's here. Can we begin the way we would normally begin? Why don't we begin by doing the ceremony that was given to us by our elder, Baba Heru Ankara Samad Sepata, the opening of the way. So, I know that I'm the only priest here, but I do have some folks that are seasoned members of the tradition. Am I putting you on the spot?
Yes.
Yes. Should I put you on the spot?
Yes.
Okay, good. So why don't the two of you lead us and we'll have the masculine do the masculine energy and the female do the female energy. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So we have Sen Jehuti Mess and Sinet Seshmeet here. They're going to do the opening of the way. For those of you at home, you know this is not theater. You're not watching Creed 3. We're live. Please stand in the position of adoration and prepare to greet the movements of Ra. Prepare for the solstice, for the equinox, by doing the opening of the way.
I'm going to start by taking a deep breath in and chanting Om. You'll be repeating after us.
Anachara in Bedhead.
Anetrak in bedhead.
Nuke in Bedhead.
Nuke in bedhead.
Anachara Kapsanu.
Anetrak copy.
Anachara Kapi.
Anetrak copy.
Nuke Happy.
Nuke copy.
Tuau in turn.
Twelve and turn. Turn to the right.
Anachara Serket.
Anetrak serket.
Nuke Serket.
Nuke serket.
Anachara Kapsanu.
Anetrak kepsanu.
Nuke Kapsanu.
Nuke kepsanu.
Tuau in turn.
12 and turn. Turn to the right.
Anachara As.
Anetrak Oz.
Nuke As.
Nuke Oz.
Anachara Upset.
Anetrak Amset.
Nuke Upset.
Nuke Amset.
Tuau in turn.
12 and turn.
Anachara Neat.
Anetrak Neat.
Nuke Deep.
Nuke Neat.
Anachara Dua Mutel.
Anetrak Dwamutel.
Nuke Dua Mutel.
Nuke Dwamutel.
Tuau in turn.
12 and turn.
Anachara Newt.
Anetrak Newt.
Nuke Newt.
Nuke
Nuke
Newt.
Nuke. Anachara Geb.
Anetrak Gab.
Nuke Geb.
Nuke Gab.
Tuau in turn.
12 and turn.
Oh, Anachara Shoe.
Anetrak Shoe.
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 Nuke Shoe.
Nuke Shoe.
Anachara Tefnut.
Anetrak Tefnut.
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 Nuke
Nuke
Tefnut.
Tefnut.
Tuau in turn. Anachara Out into Ru.
Anachara
Nuke
Nuke Out into Ru.
Anetrak and
Anachara
Boo into Ru.
into Ru.
Nuke and Boo into Ru. 12
Tuau in turn.
Dwa and turn. Dwa, dwa, dwa. Dwa, 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 Thank you so much for doing the opening with us. I'm going to tell you, when you are put on the spot to do the opening of the way, you may do it every day. You might do it every day, twice a day. When you are put on the spot in public, it feels quite different.
Yes.
Yes, it does
Yeah.
feel quite different.
My mind goes blank.
Listen, so you all that are initiated, have heard this story. But the first time I ever did it in public, I was carrying Baba Haru's books for an event. He was speaking at the Crown Heights Youth group, and he sat at the dais, and the audience was full, and they were just looking at him. And Baba was kind of, moving around, and so finally I said, Baba, I think they're waiting for you. He said, yes, you have to open up, beloved. And I was like, oh wait, they're waiting for me? And that was the first time I ever did the opening of the room in front of people. So you never know when you're going to be asked to do it. But just keep in mind, these are our rituals, these are our traditions. Be prepared to share them with people. Be prepared to, are you okay? Be prepared to ensure that people understand why we do what we do and how we do what we do. So I'm so pleased, Dwa, to Sinet Seshmi, and to Sen Jehuti Mess for doing it. And don't think I didn't notice that the other member of the Hemsa knew. We know he's always out there, but we don't always see him in person. We saw Sen Amun over there doing it very well. So next time when he comes, you had better know that I'm going to tell him to do the opening. So he's one of the Hemsa. He's been doing it for a while as well. So with that, let us do some purification. Can you please come here? Let's get into a semicircle a little bit. And for those of you who are at home, this purification will not be per se in person, but set your divine intention. Recognize that the way that you go into this new season, if you are prepared in your divine self to restore Ma'at, to Suruj Ma'at, this entire season will be magnificent. This is why our ancestors did this thousands of years ago, and this is why we do it. So if you can stand in a position of adoration, just stand with your left foot a bit forward and clasp around your ab, your heart, and I want you to close your eyes and chant Om. Think about those things that you are trying to release, those things that you may have accumulated in the last season. Think about those things that you're trying to live into. Think about those things that have taken you off balance. Those things that have prevented you from being a vessel of Ma'at. This is the time to release that. This is the time for you to be prepared to live as a vessel, to live as the very standard of the scales, so that you can do the work that our ancestors have divinely ordained you to do. As they chant Ankh, and as you at home chant Ankh, please, you should be setting your divine intention as well. I am going to be purifying them with frankincense and myrrh, incense, and with the waters from the Hapi that we brought back from Kemet. So let us begin. Take your breath. And for those of you at home, I purify you as well. I ask that the air guide you, that the air buoy you, that the air allows your heart to be light as a feather, that you may be in divine balance. And with the waters of the sacred river Hapi, I ask for them to guide your path. And on each of your shoulders, I ask for it to assist you to do divine work. With that, I say dua, dua, dua. So family, we are here for the equinox. And I want you to think about what that means. Our ancestors thought that the movements of Ra were of critical importance, that they should monitor the solstices and the equinoxes. Why? In some ways, I always think that the solstices, those times when the sun seems to rise in the same point in the sky and give us, in some instances, less light than it had before. In some ways, they celebrated the rebirth of Ra, that this living essence of the universe, while it waned, it always returned to its full strength. And in many ways, that same cycle is what our entire world, our earth goes through. You can see the buds on the trees. Look at the beautiful buds there. In just about a week, this entire area, maybe about 2 weeks, will be covered in incredible blossoms around the Tekken, around this magnificent monument, brought here from Tebet, brought here from one of our sacred homelands to remind us that we must stand tall wherever we might go. And then when we get to the equinoxes, those times, equinox meaning, of course, if you don't know, equal nox. Nox is what? Anyone know what nox stands for? Night. So they're saying equal night. In many ways, you have equal amounts of sun and darkness. Is this not divine balance? So that while we are preparing for rebirth on the solstices, in the equinox, we should certainly be thinking about how to move into balance, how to live into balance, how to be the standard of the scales. It is at these times that you should ensure that if you have transgressed against Ma'at for anyone, to anyone, that you restore Ma'at. Our ancestors used the phrase Seruj Ma'at, restore Ma'at. And Ma'at is a thing that can be out of balance very easily. It is the reason why every single ruler had as their chief aim to restore Ma'at. This is what we must do in our lives. Where are those individuals that you might have been out of balance with during this period? Who are those people in your life that deserved a bit more from you and got a bit less? What is it that you were supposed to do as you have become a cleansed vessel of Ma'at that you did not do? Have you done those things to become the person that you were divinely ordained to do? Each day we have another opportunity to do that. Are you slacking on your opportunities? Are you not meeting the standard? This is the time to Seruj Ma'at. And I want to say to you that in the Kemetic tradition, transgressing against Ma'at is a challenging thing, a difficult thing, but it should not be a thing that causes us the kind of guilt that some other folks have in other traditions. Don't become so enwrapped, ensconced in guilt that it prevents you from doing the things you need to do. Why should you do that when each day you have the opportunity to do it anew? Focus your intention. Set your divine intention. This is an excellent time for you to call people, to email people, to text people, and simply say, I think I need to restore Ma'at with you. Use this find out as your excuse. Now you're going to call me? Well, I was told that I should restore Ma'at. This is a good time for you to do that. Give them a call. Reach out to them and say, I need to restore Ma'at. Our standard for keeping Ma'at in our relationships is very high. In the 42, it says, one of the admonitions is, I have not caused one to shed a tear. That's the one that's hard for me. It didn't say, I knew that person was wrong and they deserved it, so if they cried, it's okay. That's not what it says. It doesn't say sorry if you were wrong and they should have been, you thought they were wrong, but they were right. And you thought that they were wrong, so you know what? Now you need to say, I'm sorry. That's not what it says. It says, is there someone that you have caused to shed a tear? That's a very high standard. Because I know that sometimes, even when we are speaking to people and telling them things that they might need to hear, sometimes you might cause them to shed a tear. This is a time to restore Ma'at. That doesn't mean you're apologizing for saying the words that they needed to hear, but it does mean that you should be restoring your relationship in the way that it should be. Now, some of you have relationships that are out of balance, that are all cattywampus. I love that name. I love that word, cattywampus. Something that's not in balance. We should use cattywampus as practitioners of Ma'at. Cattywampus. I know Justin's going to laugh at me. He's like, what's wrong? I'm going to tell you that when you get all cattywampus in your relationships, you should be talking to people. You should be saying, I know that what I said, I thought I needed to say, but it caused you harm. It caused you pain. And for that, I want to restore. And so this is a good time for you to do this. How about those of you who have people who have made their transition that you need to speak to? Maybe you had a parent that was struggling when they raised you. Maybe you had an older brother or sister, an aunt, an uncle, an elder who did not do with you what they should have done. This is a time for you to write a letter and restore Ma'at. I'm not saying you restore Ma'at because you are the transgressor. I'm saying you should restore Ma'at so that your heart can be light as a feather. This is what I received from what you did. I want to forgive you for that. Now, you know, forgive it doesn't mean you're going to forget. But it does mean that you're going to release that energy, that negative energy that you have towards them. This is a good time to speak to those people who have also made their transition. So, it's chilly. I'm not going to talk long. I want to know, are there things you want to share that you need to restore Ma'at with? Now, I want to be clear. You don't have to share. This work is internal work. But if there's something that you think you need to speak into existence today, is there something you'd like to share? And we see you at home. You think we're just looking at a camera. We see you. Type it into the chat. What is it that you need to do to restore Ma'at at this period today? Is there something you want to share, anyone?
Me.
Yes, gentleness.
Be on camera, so keep it.
Yes, keep it light. Keep it light.
I have anger issues in general, and I've been transgressed. No, I don't need to restore. I need to restore my with someone, but someone needs to restore my with me. So
yes,
they're the problem, not me. And I need to release my anger towards that person, like, because it's not helping me at all.
Right.
So, I gotta, seek help and, seek professional help too.
Right.
Yeah, I gotta seek professional help in general and also seek help in resolving my issue with that person.
Those
and
feelings, those emotions.
Those feelings and these emotions that I have. So, and another person, they restored Ma'at with me, and they forgave. Like, I treated them badly, they forgave me, and I gotta forgive myself. Like, I gotta give myself permission to forgive me for what I did. So I need to restore Ma'at with myself.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's deep. because sometimes what has to happen isn't true. And while we must be emblems of Ma'at, that doesn't mean that people don't do things that are hurtful, that people don't do things that are completely based in Isfet, the absence of Ma'at. It is possible that someone might have transgressed so far upon Ma'at with you that you are in pain. And I'm saying to you, restore Ma'at in that relationship so that you can be unhurt. I'm not saying you have to go over there and apologize. They slapped you, they punched you, and you are saying, I'm sorry that my face was that hard. That is not what I am saying. What I'm saying is you need to say, I am harboring ill will toward you. And I know that what you did, you probably did because you are also in pain. I'm not going to forget what you did, but I'm releasing that negative energy that I am holding within me toward you. And that would be an appropriate way to restore. Now, let's be sure that that's what happened. Don't be the person that slapped somebody and say, well, you made me slap you. Don't do that. You know that we make excuses for being out of Ma'at as well, right? Because the excuses allow us not to deal with the emotional trauma of knowing that we're out of Ma'at. But if someone has been transgressing Ma'at with you, you should be restoring Ma'at. And Jehutimes said something profound. He said that he needs to restore Ma'at within himself as well. He needs to allow himself to forgive himself. He should write a letter to himself. I find that the process of thinking and writing allows me to crystallize my thoughts better than if I was just thinking. So it is probably good for you to seruj ma'at with yourself by writing yourself a letter. Write the letter, get it all out, put it away, and the next morning, act like you got a letter from, oh, I wonder who this letter is from. Open it up and read it. It is a letter from you to you. I know that I wasn't the shining being that I am meant to be. And I know that I have felt badly about what I've done. I know that I've restored Ma'at with that person, but I still feel badly. And I'm giving myself permission to restore. None of us are perfect. If we were perfect, there would be no need to restore the scales. They would always be balanced. In fact, it wouldn't even be scales. But we know that they come out of balance. And in coming out of balance, we must do the work. We must do the work. And so this is the perfect time to do the work that you must do in order to seruj ma'at. And I know that some of you at home may have been typing things that you need to restore. Oh, I see. Senatan, one of our full members, said he's been having some challenges with one of his teenage sons, and he needs to restore Ma'at with him. Yes, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I see someone, Shane the Watcher, says he's transgressed against himself. He doesn't know how much. I don't know how much I can help that. Well, this is a good time for you to do some introspection. I think writing yourself a letter, by the way, brothers, the sisters call that journaling. It may not always seem very masculine. Why are we allowing our masculinity to prevent us from healing? Call it writing yourself a letter. I don't care what you call it, do the work. Do the work within oneself so that you can be the person that you must be. And so I see many of you have been writing these comments in, and I want you to know that as you write them down, it becomes easier to address them. There is something that happens when we speak things into existence, when we put things in writing. And so I'm asking that you do this for you, because the things that weigh you down prevent you from flying. And you need to fly. We need you to fly. So please, seruj ma'at. It is time at the spring equinox to be in balance. That is what the movements of Ra tell us today that balance is in order, that we must continue to find ourselves in balance. With that, I know Anika, she had some stuff to do at work. You see, even when you're at work and you have stuff to do, you see the chief priestess is still here, right? She still came. It's our responsibility to be sure that we are trying to assist others in doing their work. And so that's why we're here, even though I'm working on like 2.5 hours sleep. I almost never get sleep when I'm doing stuff that's trying to function. But clearly, we're here because that is our charge. And when we took these, there were some things that we said that we were going to do. I know this is 2 pounds. Some days it feels a lot heavier. And so it's really important for us to also do that. Are there some things you'd like to say in closing before we?
Sure. So I guess a lot of my own reflection recently has just been more self-love. You know, instead of waiting for others to focus on that, I want to focus on what I'm doing for myself. How am I treating myself? How am I pampering myself? How am I appreciating myself and all the things that I'm working on? And I think a lot of times we're so busy doing for others that we forget ourselves and then wonder why we are spent and not able to give as much as we'd like to give. So I think during this season, I would encourage everyone to focus on what are the things that make you feel good that you can do for you. And how often can you do it? Try to do it as often as possible. Because we get bogged down with work, we get bogged down with home, we get bogged down with, organizational work and all the other things that we have to do. And then we wonder why, at the end of the day, we feel drained. So I think a lot of it stems from forgetting self-love. And it's important that we spend the time to say, well, what are the things I'd like to do? I think sometimes we forget what we like. Somebody asks you, what do you do for yourself? What do you like? And you can't answer right away. That means you're not doing enough. So I think at this stage, in my own reflection, that's what I encourage people to focus on. That's what I'll be focusing on. Finding all the things that I enjoy and doing them. So that I can rejuvenate and regenerate myself to be able to continue to do the work.
Twa. Yes. Wonderful. So with that, it's cold. So how about we bring the sun with a little chant? Can we do that? We're going to keep it simple. I was going to do a song. I don't know how many of you know it. Do you all know that chant?
I know it.
You know it?
I saw.
It begins like this. Let's do a song. It begins like this. Iau, 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 asana feru, di isana teru, asa, 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 asa. Asar, 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 iau, 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 asar, di san teru, asar, asar. Asar, 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 asar. Wonderful. And we are basically just saying that we recognize Asar the most. We are saying thank you to Asar. We are asking Asar the Great to be in our lives today. That symbol of divine resurrection. We ask for resurrection today as we move forward into our lives in greater balance. With that, let me say, Akima'at to you all. It's cold out here. And the sun went down. It got a little chillier. You know we're the sun people, right? We don't really like the cold. But definitely we come because our ancestors deemed that we should. So we are here. We remember the traditions of our ancestors, and we will continue to do. Anke ma'at to you all, dwa 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 for coming. Anke ma'at to you at home for coming. And we will see you all very soon. Shema ma'at, go forth in divine balance. Peace.
Yes, sir.